Yes, sweetie, is there something you need? Oh, one of the guard come for your dram, are you? Here you go, a dose of this will keep you firmly in the waking world while your enemies are off in dreamland. Now, if this is your first time, I should warn you, it's bitter as sin. Prince's kiss, they call it, but if you ask me, it should be Crone's kiss. Hee hee. Just aside, the stuff really is foul. Most people gag like there's no tomorrow, but if you don't drain every last drop, you're liable to end up taking a trip to dreamland yourself, so I must ask you to drink it here now while I watch. Come on, give the old crone a kiss. Hee hee. Well done, sweetie, I'm proud of you. Why, if I didn't know any better, I'd even say you enjoyed it. And now you needn't fear falling asleep on the battlefield. Just have to care you don't lose any limbs out there, alright? They don't tend to grow back. Yes, what do you require of me? An Amro to take you to the Imperative. As much as I'd like to oblige, all our mounts reserved for the coming operation, I fear you'll have to go by foot. But wait, there may be another way, assuming you're willing to lend a hand. I was about to deliver an Amro to Rediska's Round, one of the locations whence the beast will fly for the operation. The tower lies along the route to the Imperative. If near enough is good enough for you, you may take the delivery in my stead. Very good, I shall ready the Amro for departure at once. Rediska's Round is to the north and west. You can take the road or you can fly, it's up to you. Upon arriving, make yourself known to the sentry and she will give you further instructions. If you should become separated from the Morrow, worry not, the beasts are trained to return to the rookery. That is all. Go well. Oh, nice. So it seems that, rather than the Amaro delivering you, you delivered the Amaro. I'll not thank you. I expect all my soldiers to make themselves useful. Speaking of which, I have a task for you. Crystanium Tavern. It's okay. Hat. That's okay. In readiness for the operation, the Amaro will need to be treated with the same serum as us. As you will know, however, it is not pleasant. In order to coax them into taking it, we have sprinkled it with their fodder. All that remains is to feed it to them, a task I'm sure you will enjoy. Fetch the fodder from the Amaro launch and see to the 4 of the beasts dismissed. There's also a lot of blue quests. are probably related to flying. The Amara are fed. Good, the rest have already been dosed. So, do not fear any of our mounts succumbing to the dream powder. All units have now entered the final stages of their preparations. The time is nigh. Make ready and await deployment atop the main watchtower. I will send your uniform along as soon as it arrives. That is all. May night smile upon us. During the operation, some of your gear will be glamored. Your attributes and abilities will be unaffected. The Oracle of Light. Level sync to 72. Item sync to 395.
Keep moving. What now?
The Crystarium at a guess. Desperate fools. It'll take more than a handful of overgrown lizards to ground us.
You're gonna be... Sound the alarm!
Captain, the powder has taken effect.
It is time. Let us free the Oracle from their clutches. Crystarium! On guard! Leave this to me! Now! Let's give them a show!
You're not alone.
Thank you. Are you from the Crystarium? Correct, we've come to rescue you. Your weapons, made to the same specifications as Thancred's. Be ready to use them. Understood. Please lead the way. Brazen thieves. You'll regret coming here.
Vanity! Be gone!
I may be here 3 hours of Malefic.
Why do you persist in this folly? It's over!
You, boy. You bear a striking resemblance to the artist my master seeks. By all means, keep your counsel. You will all have ample time to confess your crimes back in Yulmore.
Thancred?
So, you are the wretch who stole her from us.
And what if I am?
His eye is all better.
What?
Pathetic. Vermin such as you are not worthy of the Oracle.
Break!
Fool! You would see your city razed?
I would sooner see it razed than conquered. Suffice it to say, we are ready to receive you.
What now, Exarch? Will you face me yourself?
I think not, General. I've quite exhausted my tricks. If you mean to give chase, I will not stand in your way. But you would do well to tread warily, for your quarry goes to a place where even Yulmore dare not bear its steel. Ilmeg, the Fairy Kingdom.
To think that mountain of indolence still had the energy to unleash his hounds. Even the most pointless of conflicts may alter a world's course. And now the plan has gone awry. But how? How did the so-called Crystal Exarch bring the hero of the Source to the First? As if I didn't have enough on my hands already. Then again, with a soul such as that, mayhap there is another way. One which does not require bloodshed.
Not so long ago, here in the shadow of the northern ranges, lay the great kingdom of Verbert. A nation with a proud history that the Sin Eaters cut short, just like all the rest. Since that time, these lands have become a haven for Fey folk. Dreamers frolicking amidst the ruins of a forgotten realm.
We should be safe enough here. It's good to see you again, my friends. I don't know about you, but it feels like years since last we met. 5 of them in my case.
Why, it only feels like 1 to me, but long enough to warrant a more convivial reunion either way. What brought you to Laxon Loft?
The girl, Minfilia, she and I were traveling together, hunting Sin Eaters. But as we were nearing Lakeland, she abruptly ran off on her own. I found her too late to stop the Ulmorans from taking her prisoner. And as I was considering rescue options, I observed that the Crystarium was on the move. So I consulted the Exarch, who apprised me of the details of the operation and issued me certain instructions. Should the situation take a turn for the worse, I was to see you all safely to Ilmeg. And here we are.
Orianger has called this place home for a while now, yet we have never called upon him, I am ashamed to say. 'Twas only at the Crystarium that we met.
Hardly surprising. This is not the sort of place one visits on a whim. Happily, having trespassed on Orianger's hospitality for a spell, Minfilia and I have an idea of how things work around here. Sooner or later, the Ulmorans will come after us. But before they do, the Exarch bids us accomplish 2 things. First, rendezvous with Orianger. And second, eliminate the Light Warden of this land.
So, Minfilia. What made you leave Thancred behind, if you don't mind me asking?
You. The hero from another world. I was asleep when I felt it. A presence. Someone I was meant to meet. They were close and I knew I had to go to them. But with all the commotion in Lakeland, I was afraid that Thancred wouldn't let me.
And would I have been wrong? Had I arrived a moment later, you would be back in your cell in Yulmore. And now we have Ranjit snapping at our heels. You really have outdone yourself this time.
I'm sorry. Thank you for saving me.
Oh, poor thing being scolded so.
Who said that? Show yourselves.
Come now, put away that frown and have some fun with us. Yes, let us have some fun. Lots and lots of fun.
Which way was it to Urianger's?
We've been there so many times, but I can't. Ugh, why can't I remember?
Damn it all. We're already caught in their spell.
Ilmig is the fairy kingdom, and as one might expect, it is home to the Fae folk. The most prominent among them are the pixies, who have a penchant for making mischief. They use powerful illusions to play tricks on all who venture into their domain. By way of an example, they can make a familiar path seem wholly unfamiliar, or lead you to believe you're somewhere you're not. And we are now, I'm sorry to say, entirely at their mercy. Ilmig, the Fairy Kingdom. As it stands, we cannot hope to find the way to Urianger. For that, we must convince the pixies to lift the spell. From what I could make of the voices, the creatures want to play with us. If that is the case, they should permit us to find their village, Lita Loran. Come, I have a sneaking suspicion this path will lead us directly into their midst. Oh, and I should mention that Minfilia has been informed of our situation, of the different worlds, and our mission. You may consider her an ally. I don't know, he seems pretty mean to her. She kind of seems like she doesn't want to be an ally. She just wants to live her life. Well, here we are. Yet, the pixies are nowhere to be seen. Knowing them, their games have already begun. In which case, there is a variety of plant natives to these parts, with a distinctive furrowed tip. Looking grass is its name, so called because it can be used to spy on pixies. Believe it or not, I'll explain how I know all this later, but first, I need you to help me find some. Oh, if a voice calls to you, under no circumstances should you respond. You will only subject yourself to further mischief. Scrub. You search the scrub, but find nothing resembling looking glass. Suddenly a voice rings out. What is it you seek, child? Perhaps I can help you find it. Such a rude child, too clever by half. I shall seek my fun elsewhere. A voice rings out. Oh, a visitor. Where are you from, pray tell? Perhaps this one's hard of hearing. Ahem. What brings you here? Ugh, stone deaf, how boring. Still, picking plants at our village is as good as indulging in our hospitality, and who are we to turn you away? Hee, stay a while, stay forever. Your body begins to feel heavy. It does feel heavy. I can't. Soon not yet. Help. Help, Thancred. I take it you may have some trouble. Apologies for subjecting you to that. Can I assume from your presence that you managed to find us some looking grass? Hey. Grass. Yes, this is the stuff. Thus armed, we should be able to see through the pixies' veil of invisibility, and seeing them is the first step to dealing with them. Come, let's gather everyone and put Oriange's little trick to good use. Such a weird area. Like, it doesn't feel connected, and yet there's these people here. They're everywhere.
Farasitha, Krakleath.
I found you. The game is over.
No! We are found! How did this mortal know our trick?
Wait! I recognize their souls. These two have been here before.
Look! Twins! How adorable!
Oh!
Play with us!
We have neither the time nor inclination to play. We have come to see Urianger.
Oh yes, Urianger, the peculiar one. In return for a place in Elmeg, he agreed to a riddle contest with us for 7 days and 7 nights without any sleep.
Oh, that was so much fun! We must do it again!
I'm sure he'd be delighted. Now, if you'd be so kind as to lift your spell.
Shall we?
Should we?
Would we?
What now?
I don't know, but this is their home, so we must indulge them.
Right, we've made up our minds. We will lift our spell on one condition, that you first lend us a helping hand, or 2, or 3. Once you've helped solve all of our troubles, we'll let you see Urianger. Pixie's honor.
Well, there you have it. Pixie chores. I suggest we split up.
Let me look at this. Level 72. $395 gear. Ooh. Unneeded. Look at me, I have a task for you. Lida Iran is a beloved village and we want it to always look lovely, and it can't look lovely without flowers blooming, and no flowers bloom lovelier than Everblooms. So, here are some Everbloom seeds. Take them and sow them here, there, and everywhere around the village. Simple as a dimple, yes? Alcignon. Mortal, mortal, hear my plea. Our precious children are thirsty, and I need you to bring them water. Who are our children, you ask? Why, they're the leaf men you see standing about our village. Adorable, aren't they? Now go. Or, I was looking at these guys. Now, you'll need to go to Longmere Lake to draw the water. Once you have it, see that our children have a good drenching. Oh, but be warned. The Fuoth make their home in the lake. They tend to play rough, so have care. Ooh, I can't wait for the flowers to bloom. Perhaps I'll make pretty curtains out of them. Curtains? Hungers for your assistance. I'm so hungry I may faint. Fruit, a little fruit will set me straight. Will you go and fetch some for me? Just outside the village you'll find a hillock. 2 great bell trees grow there. If you give them a shake, you should render up their sweet succulent burdens. Helping us grow flowers, are you? They'll make this house look so much lovelier. There used to be a city of mortals here. Great big bustling place called Vorbert, or Bovert, or some such. But the Sin Eaters came and everyone disappeared. Since then we pixies have been living here. We've given the old houses our touch. Lovely, don't you think? Is. Lad Ken is worried. Well, that's all well and good, but when someone tells me not to do something, it only makes me want to do it more. Tee-hee-hee, no one can stop me. Heedless of your warning, Gen Gyof continues on in the direction of Pfizer Laran. If you find them again, perhaps you can still convince them to turn back. Say, with your keyboard, Ken Gyof to call out the wild pixie. Spell it. / say Ken Gyof. Squeal, squeal. A bear? What's it up? A beaver? A beaver-like creature. Squeal, squeal! Though your beaver speak is a bit rusty, the creature appears to want milk. Actually, I have some milk in my bag, but the game doesn't know that. However, you see no signs of Ken Gyof. You resign yourself to bearing the bad news back to the lad Ken. Squirtle. Squirtle. So cute. Crawler. Soldier crawler. Still as AoE as possible. Giving water to our children, thank you ever so much. They're all very dear to us. They wandered into Ilmeg as stray mortals, but we grew attached to them and decided to take them in. You and yours would have been our children too, but the enchantment didn't catch as well as we'd hoped. It's never too late, of course. Wait. What? These bushes have this bush trapped in the corner. That doesn't seem good. Those bushes should leave the little one alone. You're done sowing the seeds. Thank you. This shall help Liran live up to its name, which means flower house, in case you weren't aware. So, we're not always here, you know. We used to live deep in a lush forest. It was beautiful beyond compare, but almost all of it was swallowed up by the light. For a while we roamed, but eventually found a place that men had abandoned. Together with our new fellow Fey folk, we decided to make it our new home. The land of everlasting spring. This is our home, and it could be yours too. Forever and ever and ever. You're back. Where's Ken-Gif? Please tell me Ken-Gif is alright. All I found was a beaver. What? Against your warning they went to FFXIV where you found only a strange animal? Then the tales were true. Oh, Ken-Gif, why? Why did you listen? Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't assume the worst yet. Maybe there's still hope. I just need to calm down and think things through. Get the fruit. 2 fruit. Oh, thank you so much. You saved me. Yes, saved me from my boredom. You should have seen the look on your face when the bugs came down. Oh, you've done me a great service, Mortal. If there's one thing these pixies are serious about, it's having fun. Dull and painful things? Hate them. Sin eaters are dull and painful both. So we hate them especially. You mortals try to fight those monstrosities, but there's no fun in that. Best to avoid them altogether, we say. Unto the truth. Tancred looks just like you feel. How goes it? Meh. Some mix of menial tasks and pranks. Yeah, that pretty much sums up my own experience. I have no troubles worthy of the name. How long are we supposed to keep at this? They're clearly playing with us. Indeed, whenever I inquire how much more there is to be done, the answer is ever the same. A little. I doubt they have any intention of releasing us in the near future. Oriange once told me a story about the pixies. They're born from the souls of those who died as children, or so it believed. Though they don't have memories of their previous lives, the desire to have fun remains imprinted on their souls. And so they live only to play, keeping hapless mortals for their pleasure for years on end, sometimes even unto death. In the past, when I sought to identify the true nature of ghosts, I came upon literature examining a similar subject. The soul was likened to a core that resides in the ether, and its presence is what differentiates us from such beings as sprites and arcane entities. Upon death, said core ordinarily dissipates alongside the ether that composed the flesh. However, it may be held together and bound to the corporeal realm, either by the will of its owner, or by means of certain arts. In time, the soul may regather ether unto itself to assume another form, or find newly emerged life in which to abide. The pixies may be one such instance of this. If ghosts are merely souls without bodies, what does that make us? I think you become that which you fear most, brother dearest. However, the pixies may have come into being, if we leave them to judge when they are satisfied. They will never be satisfied. Nay, we must negotiate new terms with the creatures, but where to begin? It seems to me we would need at least one among them to sympathize with us. In the course of your chores, did any of you encounter a pixie who seemed even faintly amenable to reason? Fair Yui, I guess. From like Benchwood? What? You knew a pixie from before? Oh, from town. Not only are you acquainted, but you've entered into a pact? You might have mentioned this sooner. At any rate, I dare to hope this will offer us a way out without further delay then. Summer this Fio Ui, if you please. It was all. Fui all. In same mode, summon Fio all, I'll call her. So she's just been watching us? Oops. Oh, it's right here. A voice rings out in your mind. So, my sapling has finally remembered about her lovely branch. With such a half-hearted call, she may as well lock me off and cast me aside. If I have no sapling. Please. Yeah. Oh. I need you. Is that your idea of a fervent call? A sodden log could do with more fire. Say. Oh, loveliest of branches. Please grant me your succor.
You're late! Late! I've been waiting for you to summon me ever since you came here. Waiting and waiting and waiting. But my sapling didn't so much as utter my name. Such a heartless thing she is. Cold and cruel and heartless!
Another self-important little brat. Just what we need.
He just made them so bitter.
All right, I'm sorry. It was a joke. Honestly, just a joke.
But just now you called for me so earnestly, so fervently. I couldn't possibly stay angry at you. Very well. As your lovely branch, I will lend you my strength.
Well. If it isn't Theo the mold feel, it's been too long.
Not long enough for you to think of any new games, though, apparently. If I were you, I'd be bored of myself. Now let me make something clear. That mortal is mine. No matter what you do, she will never be yours. Never, never, ever!
Oh, not even a bit. But what about the others? Surely we can keep them.
No, you can't keep them either. They're for my amusement and mine alone. And if you lay so much as a finger on my sapling, I'll scatter the contents of her bag all over your precious village. There'll be cold, hard metal, furry, festering food, stinky, sweaty small clothes, and all manner of other terrible, unmentionable things. How would you like that,
All right. But will you not at least let us play with the twins? Just while the others go and see Urianger?
Aye, that's all we ask. And we promise we'll play nicely.
It seems we won't be joining you.
We'll reveal the hidden Fernic to you at once.
So this is the true Ilmeg.
How are you feeling?
Better. I think I remember the way now.
Apologies for the delay. Shall we go and see Urianger?
Aye, that's all we ask. And we promise we'll play nicely.
Apologies for the delay. Shall we go and see Urianger? Apologies for the delay. Shall we go and see Urianger?
Aye, that's all we ask. And we promise we'll play nicely.
Apologies for the delay. Shall we go and see Urianger?
So this is the true Ilmeg.
Your lovely branch is useful, yes? So whenever you're in trouble, you must remember to make use of me!
Very cool. I actually like the atmosphere before the... For Alphanode and Alize's sakes, let's be quick. It would be a shame to return only to find that they'd been made to play one game too many. Now the place we seek is the abandoned manor of a nobleman and a scholar. The Bookman's Shelves is called, after the fellow's vast collection of tomes, an agreeable habitat for our friend, or your friend, no, our friend. I'm sure you'll agree. If we follow the path north, we should soon find the place. Come along. And here we are, at long last. I give you Oranger's humble abode. Come, let's see if he's home.
Urianger, are you in?
Unto a world weary of heroes, a hero wends her way. The Exarch did send word that thou wouldst seek me out, but ne'er did I imagine thou wouldst arrive so soon. Full glad am I to see thee once more, my friend, and none the worse for thy travails.
Run along, Minfilia. We will meet you outside.
But...
Another one for you to imbue, if you'd be so kind.
I take it thou hast met with our other comrades already? That Master Alphino and Mistress Alize now travel in thy company is of great comfort to me. It beginneth in earnest. The hunting of the Light Wardens, and perforce the war with Yulmore. Hark thee then to my words, and through them behold the vision that I did glimpse, that of the 8th Umbral Calamity. As I drifted hither to the first, traversing the boundary twixt reality and potentiality, I did bear witness to events yet to come. There I saw the combined forces of Eorzea and the Far East offering fierce resistance to the legions of Garlemald. So fierce, in fact, that they did begin to push the enemy back. Ilm by painful ilm at first, then Yalm by Yalm, and Malm by Malm in time. Yet the joy they felt was short-lived, for in so doing they did force the Empire's hand. Faced with defeat, the Garleans turned to a weapon most vile: Black Rose. Its potency defied all reckoning. Once released, the gas took on a life of its own, wreaking untold carnage not only in Eorzea, but in the provinces of the Empire besides. From fighters upon the front lines to babes in their beds, none were spared. And as the casualties became too numerous to count, so did the fabric of civilization begin to unravel. Nor did the land itself escape unscathed. For spreading from the site of its release, Black Rose brought death to the very soil. To survive amidst the chaos and upheaval, men came to live by the sword, the rule of law giving way, inevitably, to the rule of might. Thus was the spark struck and the fire kindled, and swiftly did it spread as a blaze in a field of straw to engulf every corner of the world. Nations worthy of the name did then cease to exist. And those souls brave and true who might have risen to restore order were no more. For the weapon spared not one, not even thee. An endless age of war, begotten by the blight of Black Rose. Such is the legacy of the 8th umbral calamity which I did behold. No matter the cost, we must forestall this tragedy. To that end, I have labored during my sojourn in this world, discovering in so doing the answer to a pressing mystery. That of Black Rose's inexplicable potency. Come. Dost thou recognize yonder chart? Indeed. 'Tis a rendering of the elemental wheel, such as one might find in classrooms across the source. As the chart maketh plain, our world is composed of 6 elements, in addition to which there exist 2 poles in fundamental opposition. Astral, the active; umbral, the passive. As a reflection of the source, the first naturally compriseth the selfsame forces. Yet, curiously, there is a notable divergence in their nomenclature. To be specific, the denizens of this world employ not the terms astral and umbral. Thus was I moved to inquire what names said forces had been assigned. A simple question which yielded a most unexpected answer. Upon demanding the name of the pole aligned with activity and growth, I was told that as life's myriad colors combine to produce black, the people of the First had called it darkness. At this, did my mind begin to race. Yet 'twas only when I asked what name had been given to the pole aligned with passivity that mine eyes were opened to the truth. Peace and tranquility being as purest white, unmarred by color, I was told it had been given the name of light.
That's umbral light and astral darkness, yes? I'm no etherologist, but it strikes me that the nomenclature of the First is rooted in the generation of the two forces, while our own appears to focus on their effects. Which makes one wonder, have we had it backwards all this time?
'Tis indeed a compelling question, and one which beareth closer examination. Yet what knowledge we already possess sufficeth to explain the chain of events. The phenomenon of etheric thinning observed in the source is the consequence of light, the power of stasis, flowing in from the First to stifle the movement of ether within the land. And according to Master Alphino, Black Rose slayeth by halting the circulation of ether within living beings. Should such a weapon be unleashed even as the First were rejoined, replete as it is with light,
we would have a disaster of untold proportions on our hands. A calamity. Well, at least we have a better grasp of what we're facing. Our objective, however, remains unchanged. We are to eliminate the Light Warden of Ilneg. Speaking of which, were you able to ascertain its whereabouts?
Aye. 'Tis all but certainly ensconced within Leargear, the castle which standeth in the midst of the lake. To enter said stronghold, we must needs turn to the pixies for aid. Fortunately, I have become quite adept at courting their cooperation. Henceforth shall I accompany you, and do all in my power to ensure that my vision doth not come to pass.
My friend, ere I speak of the task at hand, there is a question I would pose to thee. What thinkest thou of mine appearance? Did you take up astrology? Indeed, though the night be lost behind the shroud of blinding light, doubt not but that the stars shine still. I have chosen to avail myself of their guidance, that I might navigate the sea of uncertainty that stretches before us. For a blessing, my prior studies of astrology did provide me with adequate grounding in the art. But enough of myself, let us now speak of our task. As I did mention, if we are to enter Leargear, I must needs gain the pixies' cooperation. This is a simple matter of presenting unto them a suitable gift. I shall procure a selection of viands that shall please their palates. Thancred, pray assist me in this endeavor. Meanwhile, I bid thee obtain that which will please their eyes. In these parts, where abideth a violkin known for its beauteous wings, the hawker, I shall lend thee a receptacle within which thou mayest capture a weakened specimen. Alright, it says capture a weakened hawker. So, what are we going to do? You can see it has the symbol above its head. going to kill it a little. Mobs are getting hard. Not really, but this spell. So get it to less than half. I have to throw something away. And use the box of our key items. And if it kicks you and interrupts you, keep trying to do it. Let it kick you, then hit the button. Thou art returned. Wert thou able to capture a hawker? So many thous. There thou'st you go. Ah, a truly magnificent set of wings. I shall treat them at once to make fast their vibrant colors. Thancred too should be turned on, upon which I shall ready all the items for presentation. Please take thine ease meanwhile. Being at ease.
"'Tis done. The pixies shall be well pleased with these gifts. Ah, lest I forget. White auracite, newly forged for thy use. Our mission being to thwart a rejoining, we will most assuredly cross paths with those who crave the contrary, our eternal enemies. Thus did I choose to abide in this ether-rich land, the better to fashion a trap for the Ascian's essence.
May I come in now?
You may indeed, assuming you've finished.
I did as you asked.
That's my girl, thank you. I should probably explain. Though my body remained behind in the source, its limitations saw fit to accompany me, which is to say, I cannot manipulate ether. I took up the gunblade for its defensive advantages, but on account of my little impairment, I cannot imbue the ammunition myself. Luckily for me, Minfilia has quite a talent for it.
Minfilia, once we set forth, we are not like to return for some while. If thou wouldst choose tomes to take with thee, let it be now.
Really? May I?
Of course, my dear. Yet have care thou dost not add overmuch to thy burden, lest I incur Thancred's ire. Hast thou spoken to her of thine encounter with the Minfilia of Eld?
Well, I suppose now is as good a time as any. As you know, I freed young Minfilia from captivity in Yulmore some 3 years past. Not long after, the two of us journeyed to the south of Armareng, to the edge of the Empty, where the flood was halted. It was there that she awakened. The Minfilia of old. My Minfilia. Tell me, what must I do to bring you back?
My dearest Thancred, as I am now, I am no different from an Ascian. This child is but a vessel. One of many I have used that I might spread word of her enduring blessing and preserve the flame of hope. In my name, each has died, never having lived her own life. I have taken enough from these children. I will take no more.
But what of your suffering? Your sacrifice? This isn't fair! I will not stand for it. I cannot! There must be something we can do. Tell me!
Should the day come when this child grows weary of fighting and wishes to cast it all aside, then shall I take up her burden. But should she wish instead to become the master of her own destiny, then shall I bequeath to her my all. Imbued with the strength that I reserve for rebirth, she may come to wield my powers as her own.
And what of my wishes? What of Flamine's? What of all the people who love and care for you and want nothing more than to see you again?
It is not their decision to make. It is hers. This child's. This Minfilia's. You have ever watched over me, Thancred. Now I ask that you do the same for her. Protect her. Teach her. Stand by her as you stood by me. There is much and more she does not know. She needs a guide to show her the ways of the world, or she will never find her own path. When the time comes, you will find me here. Until that day.
Minfilia, wait!
What happened?
And then she was gone. Minfilia, the girl, claims to have no recollection of any of it. I have told her many things, where we came from, what we fight for, but of that day, I have not spoken.
With the coming of another possessed of the blessing of light, the first hath begun to rise up in defiance of its fate. The question remaineth, however, who shall take up the flame of hope which Minfilia hath borne for so long? Whether we will it or no, the choice must soon be made.
I'm sorry I took so long. It was so hard to choose. In the end, I settled on just the one.
That is well. Now, if all is in order, let us set forth for Leader Loran.
Your gifts are truly wonderful, let me tell you. The milk and honey and biscuits won't last a day, and the wings are the loveliest we've ever seen. You've done us a great kindness, and it's a fey custom to return the gesture. If you desire anything of us, you need but to name it. Alright, the key to the castle is level 73, and I have some dungeons to do.